Hey Christian friends, how are y'all doing today on this Super Bowl Sunday, also which is pre-Valentine's Day. So I just wanted to tune in or come on again for another one of my pop-up Bible studies where pretty much, I'm just popping up at any given time and I just want to give a word. I got to still just remain to be faithful and intentional about the message even when sometimes, I'm just not in the best of spirits. Sometimes I'm feeling a little low, a little down, little, doubting, should I say, but I still got to still remain intentional. And, if it's just something in my heart that I've been wanting to get out of it, needing to get out, I got to do it. Again, that's about me being intentional about the message. So, and I do realize it is Super Bowl Sunday. So, I'm sure that a lot of people are tuned in to the Super Bowl. And as you can guess, I'm not one of them, okay? Super Bowl ain't really big to me. So, hey, this is my time to just, again, if this is what's in my heart to do, I just got to do it. I've been kind of studying over a word and it really was like, okay, I like this one and this is something that I wanted to be able to share because when I read over it again, it just kind of touched me in a way where it's like, okay, just trying to gain more understanding, trying to gain more wisdom and knowledge and trying to draw closer to God. Sometimes you might read the book and it's been times where I done read over certain passages several times, and each time I go back to it, it just feels new or a newer understanding has been revealed to me. So again, this Bible study, this pop-up Bible study is going to come from the Book of Galatians, okay? And so like I said, just with my pop-ups, just popping up at the most unlikeliest of times. I'm okay with some impromptu coming up. Just want to just pop on with at any given time. It ain't scheduled, so it just I'm a pop on. And yeah, I did choose to pop on during Super Bowl, but it's okay. So anyway, so yeah, it's coming from the Book of Galatians, y'all, and this is what I really want to talk about. We, as humans, we all have desires, right? We all have things that we're pursuing in our life. We have things that we love, we want, and that we want to go after. And there's nothing wrong with that go-getters mentality. There's nothing wrong with that, being spontaneous and just pushing for what you want, working hard and minding your business too. But there's nothing wrong with working with your hands and putting in the work, being diligent and going after what you want, because of course you got to put in the work, especially if you're like me, just learning and trying to draw closer to God and trying to understand how this whole faith thing work. Faith without work is dead. So you got to put in the work. So whatever it is you're having faith and hoping for, you still got to put in that work. So, what I want to talk about today was that I know that, us, especially those who have that driven mentality and that very ambitious, like, at one point in time I still am, but, very ambitious and driven, and whatever it is that I wanted, I was going forward and I didn't care. If plan A didn't work, I was going to plan B, C, and D. And if all the alphabets didn't work, I'm starting back over, or I done made up a new alphabet because so one door was closed in my face, I'm going around to the back door. So you close the front door in my face and I'm trying to find a way to go around and come in through the back door. And that just was my mentality. So, and there's nothing wrong with that because you want what you want, so you're going to go hard for it. So what I wanted to talk about though was that, it's okay for us, when we are trying to strive for whatever it is that we want, especially when we're trying to meet the Lord with that faith, right? The Lord, all he says is for us to have faith in him and to believe in him and believe that he's going to do what he said he's going to do, right? He's been given his promises. But we have to still meet him halfway with that, with our faith, putting in the work. Okay. So that way it can be complete, because faith without the good deeds or without the action, because of course with faith, it takes a corresponding action to make the faith complete. So, but still in that, I wanted to share because I go through a lot sometimes when I battle with having moments in my life where I'm just kind of discouraged. I'm a bit weary of just waiting, right? And just trying to, like, I prayed for it, Lord. I've been praying now for a year or two now. I've been praying every day consistently, Lord. I'm praying at all times and in the spirit, asking you, because you said all I have to do is ask for whatever it is you want. Of course, check your motives when you're asking for the Lord for whatever you want. But I've done all of that, right? You feel like you've put in the work of the prayer and meditation, or the prayer and you're trying to believe, but it still don't seem like nothing is coming to pass. So, for those, I wanted to encourage, because again, I've had those moments where I'm just defeated again or discouraged again, like, okay, Lord, is it going to happen? But Lord, I still want to continue to hold on to you and trust in you and believe in you and waiting on you, right? So while you're waiting, that waiting period, that waiting season can be tough, because you got the temptations of the world that's showing you all of these things that seem like, everybody else is so successful, right? Everybody else is getting what they've asked for. They just seem so happy. And so when you feel like you haven't reached that point yet, your pinnacle of success or whatever, you're going to have those moments. And so I just wanted to encourage you, because again, I read over the word coming from the Book of Galatians, but it just it refreshed in the Lord when the Lord touched me when I read it, it touched me in a way, and I'm glad that the Lord just brought that book to me to kind of refresh my just give my faith a refresher, so that I can be renewed again in the faith of waiting on the Lord, and how important it is to still just wait on the Lord and wait on him and seek him and knock on his door, in that waiting season, because it can definitely get down. So I wanted to say, again, just when I read the word, the topic of what I wanted to talk about was that being patient while you're waiting on the Lord. Or talking about those who are not being patient, how important it is, when you're not being patient, and why it's important to be patient and wait on the Lord while you're waiting. Rejoice while you're waiting. Okay, so I wanted to start with the Book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 21, where it says, "Tell me, you who want to live under the law, do you know what the law actually says? The scriptures say that Abraham had two sons, one from his slave wife and one from his freeborn wife. The son of the slave wife was born in a human attempt to bring about the fulfillment of God's promise. But the son of the freeborn wife was born as God's own fulfillment of his promise." So I'm just going to stop right there. So that part where it says the son of the slave wife was born in a human effort, a human attempt to bring about the fulfillment of God's promise. So right there, what I had took from that word was okay, back, if the story of Abraham, where, he's the father of the nation, right? He's the one that the Lord said, I'm going to make my covenant with you, that your seeds, you're going to have descendants as many as the stars in the sky. You're going to be the start of that. You and Sarah's going to be the mother of that. But Sarah, okay, she was barren, so she couldn't have kids. By then they had gotten old. Abraham, by the time he had Isaac, he was 100 years old. Sarah was 90. I think she was not much younger than Abraham, so she was old and barren. So, but a part of the story that sat with me was trying to realize, okay, Sarah at one point, while waiting on the Lord, or while the Lord had already gave that promise to Abraham, that Sarah is going to be the one to start this generation, to start the descendants that's going to be many, is going to come through Sarah. So Sarah, at a point was just like, I'm too old. How am I going to have kids? How is this going to happen? Okay, but Abraham, he still believed, he still had faith in God, and that, okay, this is the promise that the Lord told me, so it's going to happen. I don't know when, but apparently it's going to happen, right? And so Sarah, of course, in disbelief, like, well, I'm barren, I can't have kids. But I'm sure even before that talk with God, or that understanding that she was going to be the one, because I'm sure Abraham had to sit down and have some kind of talk with her, that, okay, look, this is what the Lord told me. And so Sarah maybe in her disbelief was just like, okay, if it's going to happen, cool. But I'm sure at some point, even before that, I know she had moments of being sad and down, because she probably wanted to have kids. She just wanted to have kids. And by the time you're 90 years old, if you ain't got kids by that age, you're not going to have kids, right? And just think, even me now, if I'm thinking by the time I'm 30, 40 years old, if I don't have no kids, I'm apparently not going to have any. And that's the mindset of many of us, because even I had that mindset. Okay, if I don't have another child, because I had my first child young, but my second daughter, I didn't have her until 30. But before I had her, and I was, reaching upon that age, And listen, Sarah around here, Sarah 90 years old having kids, and I'm here at 30 like, well, if I ain't gonna have no kids by 30, I guess I'm not gonna have any, and I had begun to feel defeated. But anyway, I had my second daughter at 30 years old. Sarah, I guess in that time of, knowing that she's old, she's barren, I'm sure she desired to have kids and wanted kids. So here we are at this story, or this point in the story that I'm talking about, is that, okay, Sarah, okay, I'm sure when Abraham told her, like the Lord told me, like, look, we're going to have a nation of many, and it's going to come through us. It's going to start with us. I'm sure Sarah was just like, okay, well, all right, if that what you say, I'm barren, but okay, if that what you thinking. So in that waiting period, that waiting season of when the Lord finally brought the promise to life, what did she do? Okay, like many of us, Sarah was urgent, had an urgency of like, no, I want to have kids, and I'm not going to have them, so I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way for me to have kids, and I want to have a kid with my husband, Abraham, because I'm in love with Abraham, and I want to have kids. I mean, I've always wanted kids, and, I'm 90 now, and I'm getting old, so no, I want to have kids. So Sarah, in her mentality and thinking like, I still want things, I'm going after, right? Us go-getters, us ambitious, driven individuals that want what you want, and if something don't work, you trying this and trying that, and you just refuse to give up, right? Relentless, because you going after whatever it is you want. Sarah going after whatever it is she wanted. She was like, look, I'm gonna find a way to have a kid. I want kids real bad, but even though I can't naturally have the kids myself, or have biological kids for myself, I'm going to find a way. So what Sarah did, she went to her slave, or should I say her servant, Hagar, and was like, look, okay, you can have kids. What I want you to do is I want to give you to Abraham, and I want you and you to have a kid with Abraham, so that way this can be my kid. Through you, me and Abraham can have our kids. So that was her human effort, her human desire, and what she wanted, right? She wanted to have kids that bad. So she's like, look, I'm gonna do it, but by any means necessary. And so I wanted to stop right there, because that's what I wanted to talk about, that by any means necessary mentality, because sometimes that is not for the best. Even though, yes, you don't want to give up on your dreams, right? Christian friends, you don't want to give up on what it is you love and what you truly want. There are times that things that you're going to fail, and it's okay to fail. And I had to learn that, because I took failure really hard. I took it like, especially when you're trying to get approval from the world, I took failure really hard. I took it as rejection. I took it as, okay, obviously I'm not good enough, or the world is saying that I'm just not good enough for them. So I took it really hard. But it is okay to fail. You learn in those failures, and you pick back up, and it is okay to pick back up and keep going, especially if the Lord is calling you to something, right? It is his will and his promise for you. It's going to work out in his timing. Okay, so we do got to understand that point of it. But yes, so we fail, right? And we have that mentality, that driving, I'm going to still keep going after it. I don't care what nobody say. One person tell me, no, you can scoot on over, and I'm going on to the next, and I'm going to keep on going. Well, Sarah, in that same mentality, was like, okay, well, even though the Lord, obviously I can't have kids, the Lord is not allowing me to bear children, I'm going to make a child by any means necessary. So she decided that she wanted to let Hagar, which was her servant, have her and Abraham came together so that they can have a child. And it happened. Abraham went with the idea, even though Abraham already knew that the Lord already told him, look, through Sarah, you're going to have a nation of many. Okay. And Abraham, yes, still in believing and having faith in God, he still decided to go along with what Sarah wanted. Sarah probably nagged him and nagged that man. Probably was like, look, man, I love you and I want kids. Okay, I got an idea. Let's do this. So that whole coming up with the, okay, if this ain't gonna work, I want to do this. Come on, Christian friends. I know y'all definitely get where I'm coming at, where I'm going at with this. By any means necessary mentality that she had. Okay, a child came because you wanted it that bad. So the Lord apparently allowed it to happen, because Sarah, she gave Hagar to Abraham, and they had a child. So, but what I wanted to talk about was, with that same by any means necessary mentality, you don't know what, when you're doing that, because what's happening is you're not allowing the Lord's will to prevail, right? You're basically in your human effort, just like it said here, in a human effort or human attempt to bring about the fulfillment of God. That means you, in your own will, in your own work, decided this is what you want to bring about, right? And it happened. And I wanted to say, in comparison to us Christian friends, what we're doing is, when we going after things what we want in that waiting season, and when the Lord may have promised you something or told you something or told your heart something, but it ain't happening for you right now, right? You don't know how to be patient. You're trying to be patient, but then there's just some points in that waiting season where you just like, I'm just sick of waiting. What is happening? How much longer is it going to be? I'm so sick of seeing like other people is happy and they're successful. So what you do, right? What we do, what I've done. I go out and still go after it, right? By any means necessary. I wanted so bad to be successful and be a superstar, right? I wanted it so bad. By any means necessary, I was willing to almost do anything. I traveled. I spent money. I lost so much money, y'all, just going after that. Wanting to be a superstar so bad, wanting to perform, wanting to be an actress, wanted to model, wanted to rap, and I was out just striving after that secular world, trying to be friends with the world, wanted it so bad. And I was just like, okay, well, this didn't work. I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. Just willing to kind of almost conform to what I did, conforming to the world, conforming to their standards, right? Where at one point I was, I got to be a size 2, because if I want to be a model and they're going to pick me, I got to be this small, right? I got to look like this. So I was willing to do almost anything to look like what the world and what society expected or wanted you to look like in order to be accepted. And I was going after it by any means necessary, wasting and losing all kind of money into that industry that still rejected me, that still told me no, that still pretty much broke my heart and disappointed me. And that same by any means necessary, you don't know what you're doing to your path and your journey. You're delaying yourself. You could be delaying somebody else. So that sometimes that by any means necessary mentality is not going to get you a positive outcome. Just like here with the story with Sarah and Hagar, that same by any means necessary mentality that Sarah had caused a cascade of hurt and trouble for her and her descendants, right? So the Lord still allowed Hagar to get pregnant, to become pregnant and have Ishmael, right? The Lord allowed Hagar to have the baby, right? And just think, what Hagar probably was like, I don't want to do this. Yes, I'm here serving you, but I'm definitely not expecting to have no kids. But now you want me to go ahead between me and Abraham and do this, but okay, you're my master. I'm serving you. So okay, I'll go ahead and do whatever it is you want me to do. But just think of how she probably felt when she was pressured. Think about how she probably felt when, she was told like, you're going to do this from somebody else's by any means necessary mentality. And her wanting something so bad, going against the will of God and decide like, this is what I want. You don't know what you're imposing on somebody else. You don't know what negative outcome you're imposing on the lives of others when you are doing things the way you want it to be done instead of waiting on the Lord. And look what happened. Look what happened to Hagar. And in her being pregnant, she did disrespect Sarah. But just think about it. Sarah, you imposed on her life. And told her what, she may have not have wanted to do this, but you decided to do it because, you're serving Sarah and Abraham. But look what you did to her. So now, you bringing on attitude and emotions on somebody that didn't have to be there because you wanted something. You wanted to make it work because you didn't want to wait on the Lord. Now look what you have done to Hagar. Now she's disrespecting you. Now you mad at her. And then guess what you did in return to her after you done put her through all of that? I have an attitude too. I'll probably be upset and just mad and have a nasty attitude as well if I got to bear somebody else's child that I didn't plan for this. But you decided to want to do it. So now when Hagar shows a little contempt against you, you go to Abraham mad at him like, look, man, your servant, look how she acting. And Abraham said, look, let your servant do what it is, what you want to do with her. Leave me out of that. So Sarah just treats her so bad, so bad that Hagar decides she wanted to run away. She was like, I cannot take this. I'm not dealing with this lady. I'm not dealing with this. I got to go. But then an angel came to her and said, Hagar, what are you doing? Go back to Sarah and serve her. But guess what? I'm going to still make your son, your child, a nation as well. I'm going to make them many. And from that, yes, when Hagar still birthed Ishmael, he still had a nation of many. The Lord still looked after him, even though that was not the promise that the Lord set out for. That was Sarah's doing because she wanted it that bad. She wanted a child that bad. But still, that's not what God intended. So now here it is, Ishmael don't even get to be a part of the promise, right? He don't get to be a part of the covenant that the Lord had with Abraham, all because of Sarah's by any means necessary mentality. Now look what you have caused on somebody else's life. But the Lord still looked after Ishmael, because Abraham said, Lord, Sarah is barren. Lord, won't you just please go ahead and bless Ishmael as well? Give him the blessings. The Lord said, no, my covenant is with you and Sarah. Sarah is going to have a child. Okay, I will return about this time next year, this same time next year. And what I said is going to happen. My promise will prevail. Okay, there's no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. Many are the plans of a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. So the Lord told Abraham, no, my purpose is still going to prevail. Sarah is going to have a child, and through that seed is going to be many. That your kids will be counted through this nation. But okay, because you asked, I still will bless Ishmael. I'm going to still make him a nation of many as well. And he's going to have princes under his name. So the Lord still looked after him. But I said all that to say, Christian friends, like with that same by any means necessary mentality, going after what you want because you don't want to be patient and wait on the Lord, you don't know who you're affecting negatively when you do that. So now Ishmael doesn't get to be a part of the promise, all because of Sarah's, this is what I want. I'm going to do things the way I want it to be done. I'm sick of waiting. It ain't going to work for me this way, so I'm going to try it that way. Okay, I know y'all get what I'm saying. And look what happened to Ishmael. He had to kind of go through a lot. And Ishmael and their nation battled a lot against the Israelites. And the Lord, that's not what the Lord intended for that to happen like that. He did not set it up for that. But he still blessed it. He still gave his blessings over Ishmael because Abraham asked for it. So Christian friends, what I'm trying to say to y'all is that, we got to be careful about that, not waiting on the Lord. I've done it, and I've caused a cascade of things, caused myself rejection, caused myself defeat, caused myself heartache. May not have happened if you would have just waited on the Lord. Or you know how it is, ladies, when you with that guy that you want to be with so bad, but the Lord, told you otherwise, but yet you just want to go against that because you want what you want, right? So now look what you done caused. You're dealing with somebody that he's treating you bad. He's treating you all kind of ways. Y'all still have a child together because you think that child gonna keep him, right? So you decided to go with your by any means necessary mentality, going after what you wanted, your own human attempt to do things, right? So now you with this guy that wasn't supposed to be for you. You wanted to keep him so bad, so you decided you thought that having a child with him was going to keep him. But then look what happened. Look what kind of heartache and pain you done caused yourself. Look what you done caused on a child now, because now that man is still not even in your life. Now you done caused all kind of a world of emotions and trouble and trauma on a child, where if you just would have waited on the Lord and wait on his promise, because he told you that, wait. In that waiting season, rejoice while you wait. In that waiting season, continue to pray, continue to hold on to the Lord. But that by any means necessary mentality, look what you done did to that child. Now a child is brought into this world that have to deal with trauma now in the future that is inflicted, all because of you decided to want your own human attempt like Sarah. So I just wanted to say that, we got to understand that by any means necessary mentality is not always good. We got to learn to be patient and wait on the Lord. Because God, his purpose is going to prevail, regardless of what it is that you wanted. Because if a person's steps are directed by the Lord, how then can anyone understand their own way? And so I know it hurts. I know it's going to be times in that season where you just want to give up. You just like, why is it not happening for me? And I get it. I'm talking to myself. I had to, when I read that word, I had to sit back and really just dig into it and really understand and just really talk to myself, talk to the Lord, because it gets very weary. You're going to doubt. I'm not saying that those emotions and those thoughts aren't going to happen. And it did. But I'm just glad that I read that word and the Lord touched me to really delve into it and really understand it, and that refreshed my patience in waiting. It gave my faith a refresher. It gave my hope a refresher. And we need that. We need to continue to have hope. But let's hope in the Lord. Let's have faith in the Lord. And it's okay to pray to God to help you with that. Because we are human. We are going to make mistakes. We are going to, in our own fleshly, carnal minds, we're going to do things that, may not please the Lord. We're still going to make mistakes. Even in that journey of righteousness, of being virtuous and trying to live to please the Lord, you're still going to make mistakes, of course. But in your trying and your efforts and submitting to the Lord and acknowledging the Lord in all of your ways and submitting to the Lord, whatever you do, just continue to remember to seek him. Continue to remember to pray to him, ask him, knock on his door while you're waiting, because it's going to be tough in that waiting season. So I didn't say it was going to be easy. Because it's a struggle. It really is. It really is a struggle when you scroll down that social media and you seem like everybody else seem to just be so happy. Everybody else just look like they're getting what they want. They're successful. She got that man she wanted. She's married now. She finally got her kid. But then that should also let you know that if it can happen for them, the Lord can do it for you, and he will do it for you. But you just got to be willing to wait on the Lord, wait on his timing. And not that by any means necessary mentality that can inflict pain and suffering for generations later. Now Ishmael and his descendants, some things were inflicted on them, all because of Sarah's doing of her by any means necessary mentality. Now she's inflicted pain and suffering on a whole generation. That lady Hagar probably didn't want to do none of that, but she submitted to what her master or what Sarah wanted of her, and she did it. Yes, she obeyed her. But the Lord still in return. And so I also wanted to say, though, when we make those mistakes, right? Ladies, men, when we do make those mistakes with that by any means necessary mentality and doing what we want to do with our own human attempts, just going after what we want because we like, well, this ain't work. Well, I want this so bad. This is what I want. And we make those mistakes because it's going to happen as life. We do have the flesh, which is a part of us. So the mistakes still going to happen. But we still pray and ask the Lord to forgive us. And Lord, to show me the way and guide me. And the Lord in return, when he see that you are seeking him and that you're obeying him and you're turning to him, he'll bless you. He'll make things all right. Ishmael and his descendants, they struggle. They struggle with a lot, but the Lord still blessed them. He still looked after Ishmael. He still allowed his descendants to be princes under his name. So the Lord going to still bless and work it out. You got to pray and still go to the Lord, when you do make those mistakes. And don't do it again. Repent. So I just want to just kind of encourage you all about that, because I had to encourage myself, and I had to encourage myself again today about it, because, from one day to the next, that those emotions come, and, discouragement is still there, still sitting there when you lay down that night. After you done, had a refreshing hope for that day, and you up, kind of busy, when the sun is shining, right? You just feel like, okay, I'm hopeful again. I'm good. I'm going to be all right. And then sometimes when you just lay down that very night, when you finally lay down and it's dark and it's just you and your dreams, then you back to, Lord, when is this going to happen? And then now you back to okay, what can I do? What can I do to make things work? Instead of just waiting on the Lord. So I just encourage you all, with that by any means necessary mentality, check your motives. Check your intentions when you're going after these things that you are going after. It's okay because you will fail sometimes, and keep, and it's okay to not give up. Put in the good deeds, right? To make the faith complete. But again, wait on the Lord. So that's what I wanted to say to you all. And, again, I know I came at the unlikeliest of time, but it is okay. I had to still get this word out. Maybe somebody, when they hear it on down the line and replay the video, they'll be encouraged. And that's all I wanted to do. And so while I am here, though, y'all, I want y'all to cop this Get Right with God. You can get it as, you can get the tee, or you can get the sweater. This is the Get Right with God sweater. You can get it pretty much in any color that, that sweaters come in. This one right here is a medium fit. But yeah, cop the sweater. It basically says get right with God, because we need to get right with God. At the end of the day, everything here in this earth, on this earth here, is temporary. Everything is going to fade here. But who we got to see permanently, who we hope to see, is the Lord, the one who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, right? So we got to see him, and that's going to be permanent. But we got to get right with God. We got to get our minds right. We got to seek God in everything we're doing. Submit to the Lord in everything we're doing. We got to be patient and wait on the Lord and his purpose. and what it is in his will is for us. And if we don't know because we like, okay, it seems like the Lord ain't talking to me. I can't hear you, God, or I'm trying to listen, because I have those prayers too when I talk to God, like, Lord, am I hearing you right? Are you talking to me? If you are, Lord, quiet that carnal, that fleshly mind and desires of my flesh that's speaking loud, Lord, quiet that so I can hear you, so I can see you, whatever it is you're trying to tell me. If you're trying to speak to me, Lord, quiet that noise so that I can hear you, because I don't want to miss any more assignments that you have for me. I don't want to miss out on any blessings that you have for me. I don't want to miss out on anything that I could have and that I can get, all because my flesh is taking over and my flesh wants what it wants. But no, so it's okay to pray and ask God to help you in that, to help your heart to trust in him, to help your heart to submit to him. Because I have to do it. I have to do it every day. Every day is new. So even though the Lord got me through yesterday, today is a new day where I got to start over again and pray to the Lord and say, Lord, help me today to trust in you and wait on you. Okay, because temptation is going to come. Satan is real. So his schemes and strategies is going to come and do what it needs to do. So we got to be able to stand firm and go against that as well, so we can resist the devil so that he can flee. And I need him flued out. I ain't playing. Lord, I have to ask the Lord every day, Lord, help me to submit to you and resist the devil so that he can flee. Because you said if I resist him, he will flee. And I need that joker flued out. I need him going on. Go. So with that said, yes, we got to get right with God. We really do. If you're really trying to see that permanent goodness and glory, we got to get right with God. Get our minds right. Let him change us. Let him change our hearts. Harden not your hearts. And be not conformed to the world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind, or be transformed by the complete renewing of your minds. So that's you got to get right with God. So yes, you can cop this sweater, y'all. This is another one of my favorites. And we still got a little more time of some cool weather. So yeah, get the sweater, or you guys should get the long sleeve shirts if you want to do that. But it's still there's some little time left of cold weather. So yeah, get the sweater here. And even if you get it now and now it's back sunny again, or the spring has hit, you still got next winter that you can still bring out the sweater. So yeah, just get right with God. You can get it on my site. It is available. All right, my sweaters start at $30, but you can get it on my site at christianadorn.square.site. All right, you can also follow me on my Instagram page, Instagram at christianadorn. You can also follow me on my Facebook business page, which is christian.a.apparel. You can also check me out on my YouTube channel, y'all, Godly Models TV. All right, and that way you can just see some of my videos, some of my other projects that I have on there, my Bible study. So if you just want to just get into it, and if you don't, if you're trying to build up that zeal to just really want to get into it and to draw near to God, and you don't know how to start or where to start, and sometimes it seems like that Bible is just discouraging because the words are so tiny. You got that King James version, and it's 1,000 pages and a million words, and you want to maybe start another way. You can check out some of my Bible studies that I have with my girls. And I'll be here with my pop-up Bible study, so you can just follow me, so that way whenever I decide to just pop up and pop on, now you can just get a word. And I hope that I've encouraged one. And Lord, I also hope that I did please you. I hope that the word is pleasing to you, Father. I hope that what I said was real, right, and true of you, and that I said your word, given the truth and not, adding or taking anything away from it. And Lord, I hope that I did, speak it in the right way, that, again, that people can understand what I said, and that people will be encouraged. And again, that I only hope that it was true and right and pure of your word, Lord. And I just want to say thank you all for joining in, Christian friends. Until my next pop-up Bible study. Check you later.